I am either your next person in the hop or you're coming over from my channel. So welcome to everybody. We are going to open up my mystery package. So the idea of this is that I have to use everything in here. So let's see what I've got. These are all Dollar Tree items. Ooh, got a nice big egg. And these are from Rhonda, the Distressed Princess. And of course, because this egg has glitter all over everything, you know, everything in this now has glitter. This is my first time opening this package, so we're gonna see what's in here. I've got a little bag that says "Feeling Spacey." That's cute. Let's see what else I've got from Dollar Tree. This is so pretty. Look at this tissue paper. That is so pretty. I get an idea of what that flower one looks like. Is it pink? Oh, it's gonna be so pretty. I've never seen this, so it's exciting to get things you've never seen. Oh, this little, is this supposed to be a little, oh, it's a little tote bag. This I have an idea for already. Let's see what else we've got. I've got some stickers, some very pretty spring stickers to use. Oh, I've got a little notes. Oh, she says I stole one, so that's funny. A little bunny. That's so nice. These little jewels and gems from Crafter Square. Oh, so cute. These are adorable. I don't think I've seen these. These are some little bunny headbands, and they got the little poof on the butt. Those are adorable. I don't think I've seen those either. And I got a lot. My Dollar Trees that I have near me are pretty good. Some buttons, too heavy. Some really cute buttons. There's 90 in there. That's insane for $1. I don't think I've ever seen those either. I've seen like the little tub of buttons, but never those. A little Easter basket. Can you tell we're going in an Easter direction, apparently? Let's see what, oh, and I've got a note. Let's see, oh, see, there's the sticker she stole. Let's see what the note says. I think I'm gonna just keep that to myself, so. Thank you so much, Rhonda. I'm so excited. So we're gonna go ahead and get into the crafts. So we're going to work on this big egg first. I'm going to cut it a little bit because it is going to look like an egg when we are done. I'm just using this little like L-shaped ruler. I have it from the Dollar Tree, and if you happen to see it, pick it up because it is wonderful. And I gave myself a guideline to start with, but I'm also going to use that little ruler because it is metal. It's pretty durable, and I'm going to use that with this box cutter to just kind of start to score it. And I'm going to probably mess up a little bit. I think I end up going outside the line a little, but that's all right because I end up being able to fix it pretty easily. I did a couple of scores with the ruler on it, you know, like right next to it to keep a guide. And then we're just going to keep on scoring it, and eventually it'll come apart pretty easily. So once you do that, I am going to kind of clean it up a little bit. Since I didn't, you know, keep going with the ruler keep going with the box cutter to the point that I was, you know, completely done, I did have a little bit of pieces to clean up. I'll go in with some hot glue and a piece of paper. This is a piece of chalkboard paper from Joann's. I got it on like a really good clearance, and I bought like probably 3 or 4 rolls of it for this particular purpose. So I think it's really handy to use for that because it's nice and thick, and I just like the finishing touch of the black. I trimmed up the edges, of course. And now we're going to put down a healthy amount of Mod Podge, probably a little too much, but that's all right. It's gonna get used anyway. So I'm just gonna see how I'm doing this right on a piece of parchment paper or wax paper. That way, you know, as I'm doing this, it doesn't get all over my desk, because I have definitely mistreated this poor desk. I love it, but I really need to get like some good cleaner and clean off the paint that I haven't put anything down over. So we're going to use that tissue paper, the floral one. So pretty. I am so glad that Rhonda sent this to me. I am going to use it in all kinds of things. And so once I've gotten it all done and trimmed up for the most part around the edges, I'll go back in with another layer of Mod Podge to really seal it down and make sure that it's not going anywhere. So again, I got this little squirter of Mod Podge from the Dollar Tree, and I definitely go way too heavy with the Mod Podge, but that's all right. You know, it's just, it gets a little messy when you're crafting. I don't know if you guys are that way, but I get a little messy. And I'm going to make sure that I got all the edges too. So I'm going to take this used up nail file. It is definitely it doesn't work real well for my nails, but it worked pretty well for this. So I'm going to then use some of these jewel flowery things. I spray painted them white because I didn't feel like sitting there taking, you know, 3 or 4 coats to get it all, you know, completely white. And then I'll go over it a little bit with the antique wax from Folk Art just to give it a little more definition. And you can't tell here in the video, but in person it actually gives it a really nice definition because those little jewels have a lot of like facet or faux facet. I'm not really sure if you would call it faux or not because it's really there. But it has a lot of facets on it, so it really picks it up when you're actually using that antique wax on it. It would too if you use a darker paint as well. So just kind of depends on what you're going for. So I kind of sporadically put those on the little, you know, dome from the egg. And then I'm going to go over it again. I decided, you know, it wasn't quite enough of that antique wax, so I wanted a little bit more just to really bring out that, you know, texture on those flowers. And I cut this little piece. This is also another piece from the egg. See, it matched up, and we're just going to use that as kind of like our ground piece. Originally, when I got this egg, I had a completely different idea for it, but I love the way this one came together. So I'm just going to glue that down, but then I'm going to put some glue down on the bottom side of it to give it a little more security. And then I'm also going to do it on the top side. I'm going to give it a little bit more security too. We've got our little bunny that I got, and I'm just going to pull out the little metal piece, and it's now got a little hole in its head. So I'm just going to fill that in with a little bit of this Dollar Tree, what is it, caulk? I can't remember. This little, you know, wall putty stuff. So like I said, I finished my little bunny. I did give him a coat of paint. I did a paint of the the Waverly chalk paint in plaster because I just wanted it to be a little bit more finished than the, you know, just basic ceramic. And I'm going to go over him with some, again, of the Folk Art antique wax. I cannot talk today, guys. I don't know what's going on with me. So he's going to go in that little corner, and since he's going to be in that corner, we're going to put down a hefty amount of glue to try and get that a little more stable. And of course, we're going to add a little bit of moss because what is a bunny going to stand on other than moss, I guess, right? And then I'm going to add some glue because I'm going to glue him down to the base and also down to that part of the backdrop sign, whatever we're going to call it. And again, this is adding some stability and obviously keeping the bunny where he's supposed to be. I'll add a little more moss. And again, see, I'm using the corner area of it just to give, again, some more security to it. And I'm adding a little bit more moss, a little rock, just giving it a little bit of, you know, look to it, I guess. I don't know, just adding a little something to it. More moss. I had just a little bit left in a pack that wasn't open. So this is the reindeer moss that comes from Dollar Tree. And then I'm going to add this adorable little watering can. I really wish I had put the bunny in it. That would have been cute too. So here it is all finished though. So today, as I mentioned, is part of a mystery box hop. All of these wonderful, wonderful ladies are a part of the hop, and I'm going to have linked below the next person in the hop, but don't go anywhere because in just a minute, I'll tell you the mystery question that you need to answer in order to be entered into the giveaway. And so on to the next one is going to be using this little basket. It's got little eggs in it. It's got tons of really bright and colorful, I don't even know what to call this right now. Tinsel? I guess it's kind of like tinsel, right? So I'm going to take it apart, and the little basket itself is actually pretty darn adorable, if I have to say so. This little basket does come apart pretty easily. You can actually take the handle off if you didn't want it. I wanted to keep the handle. So we're going to go through the struggle of taking this all off. Now, one thing, none of it is glued down. It's all just kind of wrapped up there. So you just take a couple minutes and just unravel it and you're good to go. And the little eggs come off too. So it's just, you know, it's a good blank canvas, which is a little bit of a pun intended. Here in a minute, you'll see. Sorry, I couldn't help myself. And eventually it'll be, yeah, there we go. I'm actually going to use the canvas bag, but I'm just going to use the back side of it. I was not feeling spacey today, so I'm going to use that, and I'm just going to kind of start wrapping it in this canvas. I cut out a little bit of it. Obviously, if you want to recreate something like this, you just kind of wrap it along with whatever shape you're covering. So you'll add glue wherever you feel like you need to add glue. I tried to add glue anywhere where there was almost like a, I don't want to call it a seam. It's not like a seam within the material, more like a seam of like the basket. Obviously I had to add some to the back of it just to keep it, you know, to give it somewhere to end. I could have, now that I'm thinking about it, wrapped it where it met, like where the handle met, but you know, it is the way it is, right? I didn't think about that at the time, but that would have been a good, you know, spot to end it too. So I'm just going to, you know, add some glue down to the base of it. I want my little bit of canvas to kind of stay where it's supposed to be. And I'll just clean off any excess glue as I'm going. And now, because I'm insane, I decided let's not just do the thin twine from Dollar Tree, let's do the really thin cotton twine from Dollar Tree. But I wanted the black handles, so I'm just going to wrap that all around. I cut off a good length and then wrap it all around. So here it is. I stuffed a little bit of excess in there at the top just to, you know, so you couldn't see down into the bottom. I'm going to add one of my little stickers that I got to the front just to give it a little bit of something. I was almost going to do something different, but this is kind of what I ended up with liking the best. And I just put some glue down. Obviously it's a sticker, it sticks on its own, but I think that the hot glue really helped it, you know. And we're going to add a little piece of lavender just to kind of go with everything else. And here it is, all finished, super cute. So on to the giveaway information. What you're going to need to do is down in my description box, go ahead and answer what is your favorite season to decorate with. And once you've done that and finished my video, go ahead and use the link below to go on to the next person in the hop. All right, for the next project, we are going to use this little bag from Dollar Tree, obviously from Dollar Tree. Everything is from Dollar Tree today. I already cut off the handles because I was trying to use that on something else and it just didn't turn out, but that's all right. So I'm going to cut off a portion of the backing. I was on the fence how to do it, what I wanted to do, but I ended up like, well, let me cut off some of it and save it because I was afraid I was going to end up messing it up again. So I just used the bottom part of it and I do a quick job with some spray paint and get it white or whitish. And on our little headband, we're just going to detach our bunnies, and I am going to cut down those little knobs with some pliers. I don't believe, yep, I was just trying to check to see if it would fit. So I start off with putting on all of my buttons. I'm just doing some purple buttons. I'm just going to speed on through this because, you know, hot glue, put button on, hot glue, put button on. That's how it goes. I did cut off those little nubs though that are at the top where the little bunnies were attached. So here we are finishing this up, and I had to hide this from my daughter because she decided it was supposed to be for her. So she knows it's hers once this project's done. So I've got one of these little shadow boxes. I'm just going to coat it with moss from Waverly, and I've got some more of those little flowers. I painted them in some different colors. I'll list below what they're painted with. And again, I cover them with some more of that antique wax. And I put our little box together, just basically put everything in there. I did glue down the basket and glued down the bunny. Everything else, not everything else, it's really just one thing. The headband is just kind of placed in there. And then we're going to glue down all of our little flowers. And that headband is kind of acting like the basket's handle, but it's not glued down because my daughter decided she needed to have it. And we're going to add another one of our stickers down just to give it a little center focal point. Just something cute and pretty, and here it is all finished. He's really cute little bunny. So on to the next one, and I'm going to use one of these little picture frames also from Dollar Tree, not part of a box, but part from Dollar Tree. And I take the screw out and I take the little metal piece out, and I'm actually using on this one the front part of the card that Rhonda sent me. So I thought that was a cute little touch to add. I used literally everything in the box, or at least part of everything in the box. And I'm just going to glue that down there, pretty hefty amount of glue because it is wavy. I don't know how else to describe it. The metal part is wavy. So we'll add another sticker onto the front of it, and we're going to just go ahead and put that back in the frame. Oh, you know, I thought I was going to put it back in the frame, and I decided it needed a little bit more of something, and you guessed it, it's going to be some more antique wax. I just wanted to give it a little bit of that on the edges of the paper. So once we are finished with our antique wax on this one, this project will be finished as well. Here it is, all finished. It's just a really cute little touch to add to something. Here's all of today's projects. This video was so much fun, and please don't forget to check out the hop and enter into the giveaways. And I'm so thankful of everyone. If you're new here, please don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you next time.